Good afternoon. I'm pleased to be here at your school and have a chance to share some information about my perceptions of Kazakhstan and about the United States. When I was 9 years old, I had a favorite book, and the name of it was The Quest of the Snow Leopard, and it was about an adventure for people that wanted to come and take pictures of the snow leopard in Kazakhstan. And I never, ever imagined that I would be here in Kazakhstan like I am today. I'm going to do some information, but we will have time for questions and answers. I live in the United States, the northern part of the United States, in a place called Wisconsin. And it's almost the same latitude as Astana, except we don't get the Serbia winter. And our annual precipitation is over 1 meter. We have a lot of green space, trees, fields. I'm a professor with the University of Wisconsin, one of the top universities in the United States. But my role is different than many professors in Kazakhstan. My job is to take research and new ideas from the university and take it to everyone in the state of Wisconsin. My background, I taught high school 9 through 12. I worked in banking and finance. I ran 2-year technical colleges, and I've been with the university 10 years. I live on a small farm where we raise hay for horses. We have horses and apples. In the United States, there's a cultural difference where we do not eat horse meat. It's just a cultural difference. And I've learned to like horse sausage and meat when I'm in Kazakhstan. When I do go home, my wife does count to be sure all her horses are still there in case I got hungry. By United States standards, I have a large family. I have 4 beautiful daughters and 1 son. One of the elders 2 years ago took me aside and told me there was a Kazakh tradition that a man with 3 or more daughters might have a stairway to heaven. There might be hope for me. My children were very good in sports, and sports is very, very popular in the United States. My son is this tall. What sport do you think he... Basketball, of course. My daughters are tall, and they were very good at volleyball. And one of them played at a university level. I have 6 of them, the best grandchildren in the whole world. And I live in a community of about 10,000 people. In 2010, I was asked to host an international delegation, and it was from some place called Kazakhstan. Previous to that, I had hosted international delegations from Russia, Japan, and China. And when I was your age, I never even dreamed of traveling international. It was just outside of my world. And when I was your age, I had some opportunities for some leadership activities. And that allowed me to learn leadership and be successful at high school and university. I mentioned sports. Soccer is growing very rapidly in the United States, but American football is still king. But I must admit, my family and all of our friends that have hosted delegations, we cheer for Triple G. So we were asked to host a delegation. When we host, we do things differently. The delegates stay with an American family and live with an American family for all 8 days. Because what you see in movies and TV are not the real United States family life. And many of the American host families do not speak Russian or Kazakh, and many of the delegates do not speak English. I would ask, how do you think they communicate? Oh. Google Translator. They use that? Oh, thank you. This is high-performing student. But the teachers make a note here. High-performing. Yes. 70% of communication is nonverbal. And the families and the delegate they learn quickly if someone needs something to nonverbal, ask a question. And within one day, they're smiling and communicating. So during the day, they have meetings, visits to schools and businesses, but at night they come back to the host family and does whatever the host family normal evening would be. And many of the delegates and host families now with FaceTime, WhatsApp, stay in touch with each other even after 5-6 years. Since 2010, we have hosted 11 delegations from Kazakhstan, and I have brought 4 Wisconsin delegations here to Kazakhstan. And we have always had outstanding hospitality on all of our visits from your country. Now, one of the delegates back in 2010, he stayed in touch with me, email and sent back and forth, and I'm proud that Armand, Ina, Ellen, and Adelina, stand up, there have been my fantastic Kazakh family. Thank you, thank you. On this trip, we've been in Almaty, Bishkek, Kostina, and here, and I've seen 11 of the past delegates that have been to Wisconsin during my visits. So we've built the relationships, and they continue, and they will continue into the future. On one of my early trips, we were here in Astana at the American Corner English Club. And there was a group not quite this large, but we had just an incredible discussion about American way of life, and we had questions. And when we left, we were walking down a stairwell, and I heard music. And I'm very curious, so I went over and I opened the door and put my head in. And suddenly I was pulled into your spring festival with food and dancing, and had a tremendous time by accident. It's a fond example of the great Kazakh hospitality I and other groups have. So we've had the delegations, a very positive exchange. 2 years ago, one of the host families made a statement about their experience of hosting. She was very thoughtful and said to the whole group that it takes a lot of courage to come from all the way around the world and visit someone that you don't know in a city and a country you've never been, and to live with someone. Then she says it takes a lot of courage to host someone from all the way around the world, from a country you don't know and someone you don't know. And the next thing she said, I will always remember, the world needs more courage. And our work, we call it citizen-to-citizen diplomacy. It's not politician to politician, but real people like yourselves with real U.S. families. My family says greetings. That's my family at my daughter's wedding, and then last summer during a summer get-together. Quickly, an overview of my work. My work, I do leadership development programs, where one of the programs, people from rural areas, they take a 10-month leadership program to build their leadership skills and knowledge of their community. And I also work in economic development, primarily with entrepreneurs. And I've been impressed with some of the entrepreneurs I've met here in Kazakhstan and what they've been able to do. And I also get a chance to work with community development and helping businesses and organizations fulfill their potential. Here's a photo of one of the delegations that we hosted with all their host families. The American cowboy, the Kazakh cowboy with the American cowboy hat, he just hosted us the past day. And I had a learning, teaching moment when I hosted this delegation. I was providing them American sandwiches and soups and salads. And one delegate came up to me and said, in Mother Nature, only the wolf likes red meat more than a Kazakh. We need meat. My family is firmly convinced that I'm turning Kazakh. They gave me a shirt that says Kazakhstan Junkie, which is very complimentary. My family teases me that the next time we take a family picture, they almost expect Armand and his family to be there as part of our family. This was a photo other photos where I walked in and he was pulled in to the celebration. When delegations come, they visit schools, like this school. They visit business and industry. This is a manufacturing company that sells dried powdered milk around the world. When a delegation visits, they have to take all their jewelry off, wear the red hats and the white suits for sanitation. Another business that the delegation visited was the largest farm organic company in the United States. I mentioned I like to work with entrepreneurs. The photo on the right is a class of entrepreneurs. In one of the businesses, he does custom fishing equipment. Every Kazakh delegation, we visit our state capital, and they visit the elected officials. And this elected official ran a very successful registered cattle farm, dairy cows. And when you walk in his office, everybody kind of, whoa. He has the head of his famous cow mounted on the wall to signify his passion for his career. Part of our leadership participants, they're in a large 15-person canoe. They need to learn to work in cooperation, and it's a difficult challenge, much harder than it looks. Now I would like to answer questions that any of the students or staff have. Anybody has a question? To the delegations. Okay, every delegation has a theme. Some might be looking at entrepreneurship, some come to look at education systems, and we customize the visits for the delegation. They also visit the other businesses. We do a culture tour, a different culture, so they get a wide range of experience when they're in the United States. And for food, yesterday I had my first piece of honey pie and camel milk. And it was very good, but my first experience with that. There was a question. Ellen.
How old?
What's that?
How old?
I've been fortunate to have good years of experience. Okay, right here.
What do you like most of our traditions?
Why don't you stand up so everybody can?
What do you like most of our traditions?
Your traditions. In the United States, we have a fast society. We have drive-up windows where you buy your food and you eat in the car. So I've learned one of the best customs you have is after the meal when the green tea comes out. Enjoyable times here with family and people are when we have the conversation over green tea. So back in the United States, we now serve green tea to our guests, and when I go to meetings, we have green tea, and I'm teaching people that's the time to sit and have quality conversation. And of course, the Spring Festival. I've been here for the Spring Festival 3 times, and I've always enjoyed your Spring Festival. And we've learned that Kazakhstan has an incredible, interesting history. I've been to where they found the Golden Man. I've been to other historical sites and really enjoy learning more and more about the history of Kazakhstan. Good question. Now, your teachers told me that this is a very high-performing group, high-performing quality. Okay. How about this side? Who's got a question over here?
Where education is more prestigious in America or in Europe?
Well, of course I'm going to say the United States, but there's good universities all over the world. Nazarbayev University is considered a world-class university. The University of Wisconsin, Oxford in England. So there's world-class universities all over the world, and if you attend any of those, you will do well. I'm going to come back and answer Alan's question, and I apologize, Alan. I feel that I'm 65 years young. And there was another question over here. Yes?
Tell about the grant system in USA.
In the United States, you have to usually pay to go to college or a university. but there is grants and financial aid based on your income and your parents' income. I forgot to mention, Armand, the I-Lead Charter School is a unique school where the students, all their learning is done by projects, entrepreneur projects. I need a question from one of the ladies.
Could you tell us, please, about your tradition in your country and what's your most favorite tradition?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. We have holidays like you do. Christmas, we celebrate Christmas in December. We have an Independence Day on July 4th. We celebrate the United States independence. Halloween. Halloween, oh, I know. Halloween, they decorate pumpkins. Okay, I want to leave you with one short story. There's a famous American hockey player called Wayne Gretzky. And one day a TV reporter was asking him, what is your secret of success as a hockey player? And you saw this millionaire stop and think. And he came forward and said, just like in life, I skate to where the hockey puck is going to be, not where it's been. So my challenge to you is take your next step in university and schools to where it needs to be, because you never know where that hockey puck or your life could lead you. And spasiba, thank you for this opportunity.